So today I was just talking to Troy because I got a comment on my blog kind of calling me out and telling me I wasn't Whole30. And because I drank Osmo, I was doing a disservice to my followers by even sort of saying I was Whole30 or advising on Whole30 or anything along those lines. And it upset me a bit, and I wrote a big blog post about it, and I was just talking to Troy about it, and he recently was looking at something on YouTube, right? TED Talk. What was it about?
Oh, it was about dieting.
It was about dieting?
Yeah. I was later this research on dieting and how they find that diets with people, don't work.
Yeah.
In general, like if diets work, we'd all be thin.
Do you mean weight loss diets, or just diet meaning like a way of eating?
Weight loss diets.
Weight loss diets, yeah.
Because of the way the body, when you do diet, it puts it into starvation mode, and then starts wanting to retain calorie, and basically your weight level is controlled, they said, by your hypothalamus.
Okay.
So it's like deep in the core of your brain.
Okay.
And that when it regulates your metabolism, and like when you're hungry and like all this stuff, so that it kind of sets what it wants for that desired weight, and it keeps trying to achieve it. So like you starve yourself, it makes you hungry, or if you starve yourself long enough, it says like this is now the new desired weight, but your metabolism is now kicked down a couple hundred calories.
Right. I think I've been on the receiving end of that multiple times, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Whole30 and this concept of Whole30 is very black and white. Like the rules, I think it's like the first line in the book where they're like, we require 100% compliance. Like no mess ups, no. And there's been quite a few talks on the forum when I would go on the forum, and then the first time I did Whole30, or attempted, we'll say Whole30, I was on the forum quite a bit, and there were definitely some posts that were like, you're Whole30, you're not doing a Whole30 if you've made a decision to not be compliant. Like if you've said, I'm going to have one glass of wine on my birthday, which falls on day 25 of Whole30, and people will be like, well, then you're not doing a Whole30. Like, 'cause if you slip up, or if you have an accident, or you eat something that you thought didn't have sugar in it, but then you find out later you did, it seems like there's some leniency on the website there with the moderator saying, no, just keep plowing on. But if it's an intentional slip up, you're not doing a Whole30. And so I was talking to Troy about that, because I think the things that they put forward in Whole30 and the advice that they give to kind of learn about your body and how your body responds to grains and dairy and sugar, is really it's great information about health. But where I'm getting stuck is this 100 compliance, or you can't, or you're not in the club anymore. And so that's what I was talking to you about a little bit just now.
Yeah, so, what I basically said is part of what they're doing is creating an exclusive club by being so entirely strict on what they do. So it makes people feel really, really good for being able to achieve it. Mm-hmm. And it sets a very stringent goal. Mm-hmm. And if you're not in it, you're ostracized,
Yeah.
You're told that you're bad and you feel bad. So
or maybe just not even that you're bad, just you're not Whole30 is what they're saying.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're not part of the club anymore. You're not in the club. You're not the in crowd. Yeah. So it's like creating a clique.
Yeah.
Of people, and that's just the tactic that they do. Because life is life, and no one is ever 100% anything.
I like to think that. I like to think that no one is 100% anything. But when I kind of got the comment from this commenter on my blog, she was like, I'm 100% compliant, and I'm a extremely high level athlete that trains a lot of the time, and I make these sacrifices to be compliant, and my life would be easier if I wasn't, if I made little slip ups here or there, but I don't. And I was kind of like, good job. That's awesome, way to go. I wasn't quite sure what, am I supposed to feel bad because and I think what she was saying is you're not Whole30. You're not, she didn't want me in her club.
Yeah, exactly. because she wanted the standards to remain really strict and to be part of that exclusivity.
And
belong with everyone that's in it.
Yep. I think that's where it made me so kind of sad is that I feel like the principles that they put forth are like really good and sound, but this like club exclusivity makes me want to shun them now. Like it, and I don't want to because I feel like I read that book and, they really talked about the processes of gluten in your gut and how it responds. And like, these are great things for anyone to know about how food affects our body, whether we're going to be 100% compliant or not. And maybe just my problem is that I should just like quit the Whole30 term and just like throw that out instead of throwing the whole concept out. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you got to have a reference. I mean, for the method, and that's probably the only one that's really doing it that way.
Yeah.
And explaining it that way. So, like, I mean, I think it's good as a source.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think you're trying to be part of a club.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to...
Just trying to be healthier.
I'm trying to be healthier, and I'm trying to use tools and resources that I've learned through reading, and I'm not trying to say that I'm in a club, and I guess I didn't even really understand that that's what it was being perceived.
Well, no, I mean that's only some people's perceptions.
Yeah.
So
hers clearly.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know whether I'll continue. Half of me wants to just be like, instead of Whole30 on my blogs, I just want to write like, eating good food 30. Like I don't...
Yeah, then you wouldn't get as many hits.
I don't care. Like, I don't care. But I really don't care. Like, I really don't write my blog to get traffic. I don't write, like, I've been writing my blog since I had my daughter. She's 8. She's sitting in the chair across from me. Yeah. When I had my daughter, I was a new mom who was overweight and rather lost and just trying to get through the day. And, my blog has given me the personal accountability to sit down and chronicle my life for my enjoyment. And people have started following it, yes, and I love the people that have, and I've made friends all over the world through those connections. But when it comes down to the bottom line, like, I write my blog every night for me, and that's it.
Well, yeah, that's why you just gotta take that stuff as a grain of salt.
Yeah, I think that's
you can't
hard.
Turn the comments off.
Yes, I think that's true too. Yeah. And then I think about like turning the comments off for one person who called me out. Like, it's cool to call me out. I'm fine with that. It's made me think about this concept that we're talking about right now. So I think those are good. It's good to it's good to be questioned sometimes too, as long as you can have someone to bounce it off of and can get some insight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. All right. That's it for now. Thanks, people.